Hey, David here, and welcome to my series on the film look. This is episode 7. Before we wrap up this entire series, let's take a moment to remember what brought us here. Episode 1, film wasn't a look, it was the sensor, chemical, physical, organic. Episode 2, digital arrived, red in 2007, ARRI 2010. The two philosophies, digital cinema versus digital film. Episode 3, the digital takeover, 2009 to 2012, projection shifts, red evolves, ARRI stays the emotional benchmark. Episode 4, DSLRs and mirrorless cameras blur the meaning of cinematic. Shallow depth of field becomes the new currency. Episode 5, the truth. The image begins at the sensor. Codec, LUTs, resolution, none of it replaces sensor behavior. Episode 6, the Nikon ZR, a modern hybrid leaning towards cinema, but not a replacement for true cinema sensor. And now, Episode 7, the episode that ties everything together. The confusion we live in today. Right now, we are living in the most confusing era of image making. You'll notice I didn't say filmmaking. Today, you can shoot 8K on a hybrid, 8K on a phone, ultra high resolutions, even 12K and beyond on large format Blackmagic Ursa Cine cameras. Log on anything, and you can download a cinematic LUT for $29.95 or less. And because of all that, the words film look and cinematic have become almost meaningless. Everyone has their own definition. Most people have never touched film, and almost nobody understands what creates the look. So let's answer the real question. What is the film look? What is the cinema look? Let's talk about first what the film look really was. Film was not a color grade, a filter, a LUT, or a resolution. Film was a capture medium, the sensor, the image collector. Film created soft roll-off, organic contrast, gentle color separation, subtle noise, and motion cadence people still try to recreate. It wasn't magic. It wasn't nostalgia. It was physics. You can imitate film. You can simulate film, but you cannot replace film. And here's the truth most people skip. The cinema look is not film. It's not sharp or soft. It's not grainy or clean. The cinema look is sensor behavior, controlled dynamic range, highlight behavior that protects emotion, color science that protects skin tones, noise that feels organic instead of electronic, micro contrast that doesn't scream video. Cinema is not a style. Cinema is a philosophy of capture. That's why ARRI looks organic. It's why red looks cinematic, but modern. It's why Venice looks cinematic, but Sony. And it's why hybrids, no matter how good, cannot achieve it. Now let's talk about how YouTube changed everything. This is where the future gets really interesting. YouTube has changed the audience. YouTube has changed expectations, and YouTube has changed the definition of professional. People now watch content creators, influencers, vloggers, streamers, and TikTok videos. And TikTok videos more than they watch movies. So guess what? The public now sees video as normal. And because of that, a lot of national commercials, big ones, are starting to look more video-like. Why? Because video is familiar. Because it's what consumers are used to. Because it feels authentic. Because some brands like the sharper, cleaner video look. And possibly the most important reason, because a full cinema crew is expensive. Very expensive. It's not always an artistic decision. Sometimes it's a budget decision. Sometimes it's a branding decision. Sometimes it's a platform decision. Because the commercial is going on YouTube, not in a movie theater. Times are certainly changing. Let's talk about the future of the film look. Here's the truth. The film look is not coming back. Not the real one. not the chemical one, not the one created by light hitting emulsion. The cinema look, digital cinema, will continue evolving, and YouTube aesthetics will keep influencing what people think is professional. Soon, the majority of the audience will not know the difference between an Arri Alexa, a Red V Raptor, a Sony FX3, or a Nikon ZR. All they care about is story, personality, clarity, and whether they like watching you. The science matters, but the audience cares about the experience. At the end of the day, tools don't make taste. You can chase cameras forever. You can chase specs. You can chase LUTs. You can chase the Alexa look. But at the end of the day, filmmaking comes down to understanding your sensor, understanding light, understanding color, and understanding emotion. You can make an FX3 look great. You can make a ZR look great. You can make a Red look great. You can make an Arri look great with little effort. But you cannot make one become the other, because the sensor decides the image. Once you accept that, everything becomes easier. You stop chasing magic. You start creating. So what is the cinematic look or the film look? Here's the answer. The cinematic look is the relationship between the sensor and the light. That's it. Not the LUT, not the settings, not the camera hype. Film had that relationship. Arri has that relationship. Red, Venice, Varicam all have their own versions of it. Hybrids, they're getting closer. The ZR is the closest we've seen, I believe. But cinema isn't going backwards. It's moving forward. It's changing. And in a YouTube world, the definition of cinematic is changing with it. What won't change is this: you, the creator, the person behind the camera, your taste, your eye, your intention, your understanding of your sensor. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. The future of filmmaking isn't about chasing the perfect camera. It's about understanding the one you actually have. I often say this. Sometimes creating isn't about what you want to do. It's about what you can do. You take the sensor you have. You learn what it is. You learn what it isn't. And then you make something. Because audience don't watch your project wondering what camera you used. They care about the story. They care about how it made them feel. Not whether it was shot on an Alexa, a Red, a Venice, a ZR, or any other hybrid. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect gear. You just need to create. That's the real cinematic look. It starts with the sensor, but it ends with you. And just so you know, this channel isn't about selling you something or hyping the newest camera. If I talk about a product, it's because I genuinely think it matters. That's why I talk about the Nikon ZR, the Z Red as I call it. I own it, I use it, and I pair it right alongside my Red Weapon Helium. Someday, maybe I'll pick up an Arri Alexa Mini or Mini LF, maybe an Arri Alexa 35. But for now, like most creators, I use what I've got and I focus on the story. This channel isn't about flexing gear or chasing trends. It's about being real about the tools we actually use and the stories we're trying to tell with them. I hope you enjoyed this journey through the history of the film look, and more importantly, I hope it inspires you to create something with whatever camera is in your hands. Thanks again for being part of this series. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.